baik tu dia jadi mereka tahu रेडियो फीजी बहुत रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, man now being investigated for second alleged crime. USP VC saga drags on. And Nadi to be declared Fiji's third city.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Self-proclaimed administrator of several anti-government Facebook pages, Feral Khan, who was taken in for questioning late yesterday evening, is now being investigated for rape allegation against a minor. Khan's detainment by police earlier resulted in police raids at the National Federation Party headquarters and suspended Sedelpa office yesterday evening. The raids was carried out in relation to Khan's allegation that he and his group have been posting anti-government fake news on several prominent anti-government Facebook pages over several years in exchange for cash payments made by opposition parties. The NFP says Khan, who was not a party employee, offered his services at the NFP Lautoka office during the last general elections, but was not paid for any work he did. Pranita Prakash reports.
Khan is renowned for his anti-government postings on social media sites under his name and on pages such as the notorious Fiji Exposed Forum, other related Fiji Exposed and pages like Samachar Darshan. Khan has been in particular writing a number of posts against the likes of the Prime Minister, the Attorney General and other members and associates of the ruling Fiji First Party. Sources have told FBC News that Khan claims to have worked for opposition political parties and some of them members in exchange for cash. NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad claims Khan, who is not a party employee, offered his services at the NFP Lautoka office during the last general elections but was not paid for any work he did. Meanwhile, suspended Sodelpa party leader Sitiveni Rambuka could not be reached for a comment, but senior party member Ro Filipe Tuisawau says he is unaware of last night's police raid at the party headquarters. The Fiji Exposed Forum Facebook page, which is renowned for its anti-government posts, has Khan as one of its administrators, and his posts have also been shared on pages, other versions of the forum, Exposed page and also pages such as Samachar Darshan. It is also believed that Khan and his group operate their fake social media work out of an institution in Bunda Lautoka. The group is alleged to be headed by a former academic who has been known to be extremely critical of the government. Khan was questioned and released this morning for this matter after 48 hours in custody, but was picked up again by Nandi police this afternoon for a rape allegation against a minor. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The Fijian government says allegations being levelled against it of trying to nationalise the University of the South Pacific is untrue and quite frankly uncalled for. Minister of Education Rosie Akbar has made these comments following accusations made by certain Pacific countries and individuals that Fiji was too involved in the suspension of Vice-Chancellor Professor Pal Ahluwalia pending an investigation. A USP executive committee which met earlier this week had decided that the allegations against Professor Ahluwalia needed to be looked into. This arises from a report compiled by the chair of the Risk and Audit Committee, Mahmood Khan, listing numerous incidents of alleged breaches by the USP Vice-Chancellor. Lena Rees has more.
The Minister for Education says that they want to ensure that USP students, including those from Fiji, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Tonga, Samoa, Nauru and other countries, do not fall victim to issues created by bad governance. In a statement, she says a large number of complaints against the Vice-Chancellor have been brought to the attention of the USP audit team, prompting the investigation, adding that the nature of the complaints were very serious and can't be ignored. The VC has been suspended while investigations are taking place as per the procedure. However, Samoa's Deputy Prime Minister Fiame Naomi Mataafa claims that the USP Council did not suspend Vice-Chancellor Professor Pal Ahluwalia, adding that the suspension was made by an executive committee chaired by Pro-Chancellor Winston Thompson, who had taken over the powers of the council under the cover of COVID-19 emergency.
The latest developments at the university, I find it's quite appalling. I think the governance which was raised in the BDO report seems to be continuing.
Meanwhile, President of Nauru and incoming Chancellor of USP, Lionel Anyimea, has declared that he will immediately seek the support of council colleagues to call a special council meeting as a matter of urgency. Lena Reese, FBC News.
Meanwhile, some students at the University of the South Pacific are more concerned with their education than the debacle occurring within the administration of the school. After the School Student Association released a statement threatening to boycott exams and classes, some students are not backing the idea. FBC News visited the university to hear the opinions from the other side of the spectrum. Venina Rakautonga reports.
Not all students of the prestigious university have a fair idea of what's going on. Some just want to focus on their exams.
I really don't know what's happening. I'm just focusing on preparing for my exams, since it's the main reason I'm here. And I think we should sort out the issues.
I don't know anything about the protest or why people are fighting. I just come to school to get my education resources and go back home.
For something like this to get in the way, it's really a big hassle, because thousands of dollars is being spent on coming to school here.
USPSA Federal Vice President William Naulivo says they understand that the priority of students is their education.
Yes, we're here for our studies, but these are some of the causes. But we are focusing on what we are here for, we paid for, because we pay our tuition fees for the betterment of our future.
Meanwhile, in a letter sent to the Pro-Chancellor, Deputy Pro-Chancellor and Chair Audit and Risk Committee yesterday, the Students' Association say they will not step back from participating in peaceful demonstrations. Venina Rakautonga, FBC News.
Fiji's 50th Independence Day celebrations in October will also mark a special occasion for our jet-set town of Nadi. The tourist town will be declared Fiji's third city. This was confirmed by Minister for Local Government Pramila Kumar during a meeting with Nadi ratepayers today. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Preparations are now underway to declare Nadi a city by the end of the year.
We are planning to declare Nadi as a city in October of 2020 to mark Fiji's 50th anniversary. So the preparation is taking place.
Since 2015, plans had been in the pipeline to declare a third city in Fiji, but dates had to be moved.
I can't comment on what happened in the past. I'm on this job now, so obviously I can talk about now, and this is the date that we have come up with.
The residents are happy that the town will finally be declared a city.
I think it's good because Nadi has developed in the past years, so I hope by October Nadi becomes a city.
Finally, Nadi will be declared a city, and I'm glad they are planning to do during Fiji's 50th anniversary.
Yeah, I'm going to attend the celebration because Nadi will be the city. It will be a good history.
Nadi Township was established in 1947, and now more than 70 years later, it is expected to be declared a city. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The Ministry of Fisheries has received a report which highlights the possibility that fish exported from Fiji may have poisoned 5 New Zealanders. Permanent Secretary Penem Balinambuli says during this time, some fish are poisonous, but they can't confirm if the claims made by New Zealand are true. Reports from New Zealand suggested that 5 people were fish poisoned after eating frozen kawakawa imported from Fiji. Balinambuli says they have also received reports of local fish poisoning and urge Fijians to be mindful of the type of fish they consume. He says investigation into claims are underway.
We are trying to validate that information too. We understand that the reports that have come in is that the fish that were brought from Fiji to New Zealand caused the poisoning. We can't deny that yet or confirm that yet.
Up ahead, villagers' dreams of TV viewing comes true. And George Floyd laid to rest.
Nadang go apros lang kerse, go erkraki. The television on Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
Good news for villagers of Natalai Ratai Levu, as they will now be able to access TV coverage via the Walesi platform. A team from Walesi was in the village yesterday and carried out over 20 installations for villagers who had previously purchased the set box. Apinisa Wangarandovo reports villagers were overwhelmed, saying that on several occasions they had been duped by retailers who sold them antennas not compatible with the Walesi set box.
Villagers say they were waiting for a visit from Walesi team for some time now, as they were unwilling to purchase from retailers who they claim were taking advantage of them.
Because we listen to rumors, we therefore tend to buy from anyone. But that's a huge regret now, as we have wasted so much money, and some of us thought we do not have the connection to Walesi, but that's been proven otherwise today.
For Setaita Ratei, it was always her wish to view programs on TV just like those in the urban areas.
We've purchased 3 sets of antennas and none of it worked, but having connected now, it's a blessing. We've always been watching movies on DVD, but now it's a relief as we'll get to watch news and other programs.
The Walesi channels has also brought a sense of belonging to these Fijians.
Living in the village often made us feel left out from the rest of the world, even with what happens around Fiji. But now that we have Walesi, we'll get information on time, and even our children can access the available channels.
A free set box and a TV was given for the community hall. With the availability of Walesi, it has also brought about the idea for parents in this village to send their children to the community hall where they can access the Walesi free-to-air educational channel. Apinisa Wangarandovu, FBC News.
500 families are expected to benefit from food relief supplies from the French government. Recipients of the food hampers include the Salvation Army, who received 50 packs, the Being Helping Hands Fiji, who welcomed 200 packs, and the NGO Solo Moms, who've been given 250 packs. Maggie Boyle reports.
The French ambassador says this assistance is simply giving back to the community they now call home.
It's also a good thing that we can show the real people that we care for them, which we do because we live with them, and in such a warm and welcoming place as Fiji is.
The food hampers are comprised of military rations, which are expected to last between 3 to 4 days. For the 3 recipients, the timely donation will make a marked difference to many families.
They brought in these rations, which, as you know, they've got like tons of stuff in it, and we will take those rations out to the community and give it to the poor, needy and those most vulnerable in our society.
It will greatly assist a lot of our single mothers, especially because with COVID-19, a lot of them had been not being able to run their business.
Every day we are receiving 25 to 30 calls, messages, emails of people who are laid off from work, who have babies, they don't have milk, they don't have food, they don't have diapers. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to reach out as much as possible.
Food security has been a significant challenge in the wake of COVID-19. This relief assistance is expected to help at least 500 families. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
In an effort to assist Fijians who are struggling, Burger King today donated $9,000 to the Foundation for the Education of Needy Children in Fiji. All Burger King outlets in Fiji carry donation boxes to support FINS Fiji. The organisation provides scholarships covering basic school supplies, such as school uniforms, shoes, bags, books and stationery for primary and secondary school children. Since 2016, Burger King has raised close to $70,000 for FINS Fiji.
This year has been a particularly challenging year for Fiji and the world at large with the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic has caused profound disruptions on all aspects of our day-to-day life.
Turning overseas, family and friends gathered earlier today for a private funeral service to farewell George Floyd, the man who died after a police officer knelt on his neck. This was the final service for Floyd after a number of other memorials were also held in the US. This report from TVNZ.
George Floyd's death sparked outrage that led to protests and riots all over the world. today it was his life that was celebrated. Family and friends gathered at the Fountain of Praise Church in Houston, dressed in white to honor the man they knew as Big Floyd.
This will be a homegoing celebration of Brother George Floyd's life.
Now you know what that means. That means foot stomping, toe tapping, shouting hallelujah, praising God.
Celebrities and politicians were among the 500 guests attending the service paid for by wealthy supporters. Musician Neo paying tribute.
To see forever.
The funeral was also a cry for change.
I want justice for my brother, my big brother.
I thank God for giving me my own personal Superman. God bless you all.
No more hate crimes, please. Someone said make America great again, but when has America ever been great?
During the service, Reverend Al Sharpton addressed the families of other black people who died at the hands of law enforcement.
The mother of Trayvon Martin, will you stand? The mother of Eric Garner, will you stand? The father of Michael Brown from Ferguson, Missouri, will you stand? The father of Ahmaud Arbery, will you stand? All of these families came to stand with this family, because they know better than anyone else the pain they will suffer from the loss that they have gone through.
Ex-policeman Derek Chauvin, accused of killing George Floyd, faces charges of second-degree murder and manslaughter. Mr. Floyd's gold casket, taken in a horse-drawn carriage, is to be buried next to his mother in the Houston Memorial Gardens.
And it's business time now with Whitney.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up in business tonight, Fijians on leave without pay can apply for FNPF assistance. And in growing Fiji, more businesses go cashless. Stay with us.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi. And Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The second phase of COVID-19 withdrawal scheme has been extended to members who are on leave without pay. Chief Executive Chochi Karoi says this phase was initially aimed at providing immediate relief for members who are generally unemployed. However, he says the fund understands that a lot of employers want to keep their employees and have opted to send them on leave without pay instead of ending their employment. He notes the fund will be relying on employers to be upfront with them regarding the status of their employees. Submission of applications for Phase 2 have been activated on the MyFNPF and the Employers portal, allowing members to apply. Phase 1 has closed with a total of 85,959 members, paid over $54 million. Airlines are set to lose $84 billion as the coronavirus pandemic reduces revenue by half to mark the worst year in the sector's history. And the International Air Transport Association says it will not stop there. Gary from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the stock market.
The US dollar nursed losses against most currencies today amid speculation the Federal Reserve could try to curb a recent rise in bond yields at its policy meeting. The safe haven yen and Swiss franc both strengthened as the dollar dipped for a second straight day this week. Tomorrow, the US Federal Reserve will announce its interest rate decision, which is forecast to remain at 0.25%. However, the statement on economic projection is what will be of utmost importance to traders, as they will try to determine the path the economy might take in the months ahead. The Aussie and Kiwi dollars both pulled back slightly against the greenback, but sentiment remained positive as economic activity resumes. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Inaka.
Turning to today's exchange rates as set this morning, in the usual pattern as the Sanghamoli slipped versus the Chinese yuan and the US dollar, it made gains against the currencies of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand. It also rose against the PNG Kina and was down slightly against the euro and the yen. Looking at commodities, crude oil prices dropped a few cents to remain above $38 a barrel. Gold was on the rise, closing at $1,715 per ounce, and silver was down slightly at $38.37 an ounce. More businesses are now tapping into Vodafone's M-Pesa QR Pay mobile platform due to the physical distancing and other health protection measures in place. The initiative, established last year, has so far registered 60 businesses with over $6 million worth of transactions carried out. Trim's executive haircut that has 2 outlets operating at Maris Plaza and Rewanga in Suva today signed up with Vodafone.
COVID-19 was another way in which our business did pick up. So a lot of businesses thought of a new way of doing business, and they wanted to go cashless as customers could not come to their offices.
That's it from Business Tonight. We now join Jamie with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Whitney, and good evening in sports tonight. Another Fijian attracts A-League attention. And young Fijiana set sights on Olympics. This and more coming up.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
South Auckland's Manukau United Football Club is one of the most diverse in New Zealand, with 16 different nationalities in the first team alone. Its strong Pacific Island presence this season has been bolstered by 3 Fijian internationals, with one even catching the attention of an A-League club. Representing Fiji at the 2021 Olympic Games has been a long-time dream for Sylvia Tuisese. The 19-year-old Fijiana Sevens rover says it will take hard work and perseverance for it to become a reality. Caroline Tavi with more.
Being raised by a single mother, the Alombi Asawa lass has always abided by the virtues instilled by her. My daughter, never be disheartened, believe in yourself and stay humble. Be careful who you socialize with, and above all, always pray and read the Bible. Sylvia's mother, Cecilia Ratuimbao, says she hopes that one day she will be able to see her daughter live.
But even though I haven't watched her play, only in the TV, but sometimes, I'm so proud of her. I just say to myself, yes, go for it, Sylvia.
While all sporting activities have come to a halt due to the pandemic, Tuisese says she continues with her training in any form she can.
Sometimes I always go with my mom, drop her at her workplace. Actually, she's working at the Harbour Kitchen in Lamy. And like 5 or 4 o'clock, I always walk with her to her workplace. And sometimes I always come back, running back, and do my workouts. And then after lunch, I always go back and do my gym session.
Tuisese joined the Fiji Airways Fijiana Extended Squad earlier this year. She was part of the Fiji Under-18 team at the 2019 World School Sevens last month, where she was recruited by head coach Sayasi Fuli. Caroline Tavi, FBC Sports.
A major blow for Cricket Fiji during the pandemic has been the stop to its schools competition. Just after its revival following a 5-year break, the secondary schools cricket competition came to an abrupt stop. But Cricket Fiji is optimistic schools cricket will resume in one way or another. Aquila Dama has more.
Following its promising start, the schools competition had to be cancelled after 4 weeks. But now Cricket Fiji has come up with a plan.
If there's a chance that we're able to even go as far as being part of their physical education programs, we will. We're not letting go of working with the schools over the next few months until the end of the year.
Cricket Fiji hopes to resume the competition after consultation with the Ministry of Education, which has made it clear that extracurricular activities are not a priority when school resumes.
So our school programs are still on schedule. We will just have to find an innovative way to get them back in, but all within, of course, the guidelines of the ministry.
Promising talents were uncovered in the 4 rounds of competition before it was halted.
From our perspective, it's encouraging as well. We know that there are talents out there which we can further develop.
The players identified have been earmarked for an international competition.
Looking at developing this talent further for the AEP Under-19 competition next in 2021.
COVID-19 may have bowled out the competition, but it's not going to stop the development of cricket. Aquila Thama, FBC Sports.
The Oceania Volleyball High Performance Unit is earmarked to be one of the first facilities to be built at the old Laudala Bay Secondary School area in Suva. The HPU is targeted specifically for beach volleyball players in the Oceania region. Tali Materakula with the story.
Discussions on the project is still underway.
The development of the old Laudala Bay Secondary School site, and that is to include not just accommodation. We've had interest shown from 2 or 3 Oceania sporting bodies to set up their academies in their high performance units. And Oceania Volleyball is one of those.
With the growth of volleyball, beach volleyball globally, we want to be part of the growth. So high on the agenda, we've got the indoor volleyball court all sorted out. High on the agenda now is to have that HPU up and running so that we can train our players and our officials to world-class level.
The HPU will cater for beach volleyball players from around the Oceania region.
So for all major tournament preparation, all those things, they will come down to Suva, if it's in Suva, to use it for their 1 week of training or coaching.
The HPU will be in partnership between the Oceania Volleyball Association and the Fijian government. Discussions on how the project will be funded and its costs is still underway. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
Eden Park in Auckland, New Zealand could play host to one of the most high-profile boxing matches in the world this year. Organizers are keen to stage the 3rd installment of the heavyweight trilogy between WBC champion Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Now, play of the day, it's a bit of a different feel here tonight with Super Rugby Aotearoa starting this weekend. The introduction of Golden Point means we shouldn't be seeing many draws. Now, the last time the Highlanders and Chiefs met, it ended in a 31-all draw. I'm sure that video brought painful memories back for our West reporter Felipe Naikaso, who's probably preparing for another sad season supporting the Chiefs. But that's a story for another day. In the world of the weird and the wonderful later on, a look at some strange items that have sold more during the pandemic. Details after the break.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
And Angie joins us now with the latest from weather.
Tēnā koutou and welcome to the Weather World. We had a good weather recipe in store today, nothing too extreme or too cold. It was beautifully laid out and just the kind you and I adore. I just realized it's June already and the weather from here will get quite cool for some time. Now in the west, residents of Nandi, Lotoka and till Reki can enjoy settled and calm weather. There is very little chance of heavy showers. Eastwards from Pakaba to Suva, the morning gave way to sunshine for a bit before rainy clouds surrounded. The night will see a few showers. And up north, a similar picture was painted. Overnight, we'll see few sprinkles. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Sunrise at 6:32. Now turning to the tides, low tide at 11:26 p.m. with high tide at 5:40 a.m. For tomorrow, sunshine is on the cards with clear skies. Well, it goes perfectly hand in hand. Tomorrow's temps, Savu will get on to 28 degrees. There is so much coolness this place has to offer. And looking further on to Friday, the yay day, the weather looks settled. Well, that's something to be happy about. That's all the mixed weather from the Weather World. It's back to Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji Pulse tonight, we ask, do you think the option of cutting sugarcane will benefit those who have lost their jobs due to COVID-19?
I think for them to go work at sugarcane, it's a better option for them, especially for those who lost their job. It's a better option for them to, in order for them to put the food on the table.
Instead of starving, they should get some money and buy their goods. And when the school gonna open, who gonna pay you the fare and everything?
I think it is much better to go and cut sugarcane rather than staying at home.
Should be people to cut the sugarcane. This is COVID-19 because people can take some money from sugarcane. Government every time can't help.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, a man now being investigated for second alleged crime. USPVC saga drags on, and Nandi to be declared Fiji's third city. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question this week we're asking, will you be willing to resort to local holidays to help our tourism industry? Visit our FBC website to answer. And on to today's shot of the day. This was taken by Divek Gander of Vunikoka Savusavu at Napuka Village. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos to email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News and our Twitter page at FBC_news. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.